Oh, wrong one. Anyway, hey, it's Robert Morales, Monday Market 15. I hit the wrong button because we're in a new studio, and I'm here with my co-host, Ms. Ashley Miller.
Hey, y'all. How are you?
Oh, wrong one. That's a wrong one. There we go. I'm getting used to. I'm getting used to the new setup and all this stuff, and I screwed up, so that's my bad. Let me change it real quick. Hey, so we're here live on a Monday. We're here to bring your Monday Market update at the show that's 15 minutes, but for some reason it takes about 30.
Because I talk too much.
Some of us talk too much. But if you have questions or comments, go ahead and put those in the comment section below. We'll take care of those as we go along. It is a live show, so we answer questions and do things like live and say stupid things half the time.
And don't forget to heart us.
Oh, so yes, please leave the heart emoji because we love those loves. And again, if you're on YouTube right now, go ahead and hit that like button and the subscribe because, you know, what else are you doing right now? It's noon.
Lunchtime.
You're on lunch. So, Miss Miller, hello. How are you doing today?
I'm having an awesome day.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Tell me about your awesome day. You look great.
Thank you.
You know, you're in studio. We're in this new place, a little bit bigger, right?
Yeah, it is nice. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I'm working on it all
Sit
week.
back and relax, you know.
Have a cocktail.
A cocktail or two.
Oh, boy. But we're here to talk about housing, not about the studio.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Got excited, right?
I am excited. As you guys know, I've been talking about how I recently purchased a home through the first-time home buyer program, which doesn't mean that you have to be a first-time home buyer. It's not like losing your V card. You only get it once. You get that program every 3 years. And I took this course because they have you take this first-time home buyers course. Well, being in the industry for 14 years now, I knew a lot of this information, but a lot of it was new information. And that was really exciting to like go through and take it. It was like 7 courses and I had to answer all these questions and take a test at the end. And I thought, gosh, this would be a great opportunity right now to reach out to the audience who are first time or second time or third time home buyers that, you know, again, I'm going to reiterate, you have to have a 3-year span in between to be considered a first time home buyer again. Yeah. But as we're what's the word I'm looking for? As we're moving forward in the market, things are continuously changing constantly. So I did learn a lot of really cool things, and some things were a great reminder that you kind of forget about.
Well, what's the first thing that came up? She's got a whole list. So she has a whole list of things she wrote this morning. She's all scurrying around. Self-inspection or self-inventory. Yep. Really sitting down and thinking about your expenses. And buying a house is such a monumental moment in your life and probably one of the largest purchases you'll ever make. Yeah. So really writing down your expenses and being honest with yourself. Being honest is so huge. And well, I think when you mean honest, it's like I know I can qualify for personally, I know I can qualify for 500. You know, but I don't want to overextend myself. And I started off, because I'm looking for a house too, I started off wanting to purchase a home for around $350, you know, and not in good shape. I wanted to build it up. I wanted to put my own upgrades. I wanted to do all that stuff. But then because of this market, it got priced out, you know, but I wanted to stay within a budget. So the point is, like, I didn't want to exceed mine. Just because I can pay for it doesn't mean I should just go and buy it. Yeah. Just because I can buy a Lamborghini. Just because I can buy a Lamborghini. You will one day. I'm working on it. Yeah. A lot of payments, a lot of install payments, but is that what you mean?
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. That's kind of one of the things is understanding, you know, your lender may say, hey, Robert, you're approved for 500. And you're like, yes, that's so awesome. But did you go through, you know, I have a little list here, as you said, your fixed expenses, your flexible expenses, and your periodic expenses. So when a lender approves you, your debt to income has to be, and let's define debt to income. Debt would be the debt you have going out versus the income you have coming in. Yep. And then they divide it and there's a ratio. And you have to keep under a certain percentage in order to qualify because they leave that other percentage for things like flexible and periodic expenses. Makes sense. Prepping you financially. However, I think that we need to prep ourselves and do that self-inspection or that self-inventory, which is scary.
And so what I'm doing with Robert, I'm in title, so I get to do really cool marketing things, and I love design, and I'm going to customize a packet for Robert to give out to first-time home buyers. And I'm going to mention a few things that will be included in here and to help you better understand when you're about to go and buy a house is, a topic of expense reduction, understanding that, home maintenance, what home maintenance entails. If you've been renting for a long time, you probably had a landlord or a property management company taking care of small things for you.
Yeah.
What an inspection report entails, looking at that. This is what I was talking about, like a self-inspection, not only for your home, but also for your finances. So when you go through here, are you looking at your walls? Do they need to be repainted? What's that going to cost? Your floors, are there cracks? Is that something that's going to bother you? You're going to want to pay for it. Like, for example, my backyard is giving me anxiety, and I just paid $1,500 to get 2 palm trees taken out. $1,500. You know what I could do with $1,500? Like buy my kids shoes, but I want to have this
That's your Lamborghini
backyard. Exactly. So going back to a self-inspection or a self-inventory on what you have financially coming in, what your expectations are for the house when you buy it. Like you said, you want to buy a house now at $350 and build it up. Have you set aside in your envelopes, like this is for the backyard, this is for the front yard, this is for the interior, this is for new furniture?
Yeah, and I think that's hard right now because the current environment is just so inundated with like rush. This is the area I want to be in, so I'm just going to buy whatever, and not realize that sometimes there may be an entire AC unit. I've been seeing a lot of air conditioners out there that just need full replacement. I mean, they look like dinosaurs. So there's an R factor. There's like I don't remember what the the older ones, R22, R40. I can't remember which one it is. But they don't manufacture the refrigerant, or they do, but it comes at a higher cost.
Right.
So a lot of recommendations are, hey, replace the unit versus trying to get it serviced or try to fix what you have.
Well, and the type of home you have. Do you have an older home? Like my home's an early 70s home, brick home. Try hanging a picture on that wall.
Oh,
anyway, that's totally on a side note, but yeah.
I can help you on that. I can hang some stuff. But I mean, so the AC unit is probably the biggest one and the most concerning, especially living in Arizona. It gets hot. It's going to get hot. I'm already sweating. I already saw my sweat stains hitting me this morning. I'm like, it's starting to become summer.
And your pool. So
pool's another expensive.
My pool guy, John. Hi, John. He's the best. If you guys need a really good pool guy, I'm totally going to plug him right now. John Oliver is amazing. He took my pool from green to blue, and it's awesome. But he's like, hey, you may need a whole entire new thing. And I was like, how much does that cost? Like $1,300. I'm like, man, I shouldn't have gotten those trees taken out. You start to think about things, and I was like, I didn't budget for having to get this whole new pool unit for $1,300. And I'm like, is it dead yet? Can we get through the summertime? So that goes back to what I was talking about. That would be a periodic expense.
Yeah.
So this checklist that I have is really cool. If you guys want to raise your hand or mention in the comments if you want something like this, I can give you this list. It's really cool. It starts off with I'm trying to find it right now. So we have our periodic expenses. So things that are continuously changing. That goes to the next thing I get really excited talking about.
And what is that?
Okay. So
she's all waiting. You waiting for my cue? Just go for it.
Things like your car insurance. So I'm going to tout another person, Brian Weaver, because he's my insurance guy. And before I was just with like Progressive, or I just called a 1-800 number and got who I got. And then I was introduced to Brian, and holy guacamole, my car insurance went down. And then now with the new purchase of the home, now I have like this group rate, and then my son's driving. He's got a new car. So doing that periodic check, whether it's your car insurance, your cell phone, like calling for your cell phone. I didn't know that my cell phone company gave military discounts, and I come from a military family.
Oh,
that literally was almost 50% off. Like 50, not 15, 50% off. I couldn't even believe it. I was flabbergasted. I was so excited. Things like kids' birthday parties, understanding, my kids are not getting as lavish of birthday parties anymore because I want to take a little bit of that money and put it into making their backyard nice so we can enjoy it as a family. So kind of delegating where you're going to put your money and how you're going to do it and what are expenses that are going to come up. I know I need a new air conditioning in 2 years. I know that for a fact. The AC guy told me. I'm accepting that. So how much does that cost?
5,
How big is your house?
6, 7, 8 grand. So now I have to prep for that. So how are we prepping?
Yeah, it's a challenge because, again, I think there's so many people that are just making offers and making bids and not really realizing the total value that they're really purchasing. And total value means not just what you're getting, but really what you're getting in regards to some of these repairs and some of these fixes. Yeah. You know, and you have to anticipate that something's going to go wrong. And when you maximize your budget out, when you overspend, when you're spending, you know, 30, 40,000 over list price or at least reasonable price on a property, that's all your repair money. That's all your fixer-up money. Yeah. And there are some nice, I will say there's some really nice homes out there and some newer ones. So age has something to do. There's so many things they have to take into consideration. But again, having that pocket of money outside of your down payment, outside of what you're going to be offering over is really crucial right now.
It is. And
think about it.
You know, talking about first-time home buyers, going back to that, and we see these beautifully flipped homes. I mean, they're gorgeous. They take these old brick homes and they turn them into these gorgeous, up-to-date, remodeled homes. Well, if you're a first-time home buyer, you can't buy a house that's been, quote-unquote, flipped until the 91st day. So that is why it is so pertinent to have a real estate agent and work with them so they can do the recon for you. Because you're going to fall in love with that house online. Yeah. And it's only 60 days into it. Well, guess what? You can't buy it as a first-time home buyer. You have to wait till the 91st day. So looking online is so fun, and daydreaming and sitting in bed with, you know, by yourself or with your boyfriend or hubby or girlfriend or whomever it may be, and you see these gorgeous houses, and then you text Robert, oh my God, I found this house. It's so amazing. It's in our price range, and find out that it's only at 60-day mark. Yeah. So that goes back to education, first-time homebuyer education. That's one of the other things. There's lots of first-time homebuyer education classes that are offered all over the valley.
So that's one of the things that you wanted to talk about today was kind of the education piece that you received. But before we do that,
what?
Do you think people are out there and want to give us a heart? Maybe a like?
I hope so.
Either on YouTube or here on Facebook. We're reaching out to you all out there for the appreciation, for the love. On Monday Market 15. We're 18 weeks into the new year, and it's just still crazy as F out there. And we're getting through there. You know, you have us, you have myself and Miss Ashley here.
Yes.
To help you through that process. And we're going to give you education. We're going to give you a little bit of tips. But if you can give us the like and the hearts, we would definitely appreciate that because that helps us help you, help us,
and a thumbs up.
Help each other. Thumbs ups too. But you did go to a buyer education coursework this last week because you're in the process of purchasing yourself. And
yeah, we're almost done.
What are the most exciting things you learned about that process?
Well, just being in the process. I know this sounds so silly and so juvenile. When you move into a house, you don't think about things like you need a shovel, perhaps, or you need a rake, or a wrench or screwdrivers. I mean, luckily I love building furniture, so I had most things, but I don't have a shovel. I know it sounds weird as a self-inventory or self-inspection, but like a saw. I needed a saw for something.
Who are you burying? Who are you murdering?
A saw, a shovel.
You need a saw,
really
shovel.
Bad.
Anybody has any hydrogen peroxide out there? 100%. Maybe some lime too. I mean.
Well, no, actually, lime is important because the house has ants in the back. So I was like, there's ants in there. And now what? Now what? So, I mean, just little things like that, like a stud finder. And no, I don't mean that kind of stud finder. I mean actual stud finder.
I think she's still looking. I think she's still looking.
A plunger. I mean, there's small different, little things when you go from renting to buying that you're like, oh, I need that. That's actually would be a great gift from realtors if realtors are listening.
A shovel,
kind of like a toolkit, like a little toolkit. Depending, I mean, especially if it's a young woman or a new couple, or maybe this is their first time actually using a screwdriver. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but most people don't have tape measures. They don't have those simple things. Yeah. So I actually have a checklist in front of me of really cool things. I had to fill a hole in a wall, and I didn't have a putty knife. So I had to use one of my cheese knives to do it. But
still effective.
It was very effective. But I have this great...
She's covering up the bullet holes. She's
take it to a whole new level.
On the next special of Dateline, Miss Ashley Miller.
Yeah.
The date that went wrong.
Poor Chris.
Oh, boy.
Well, another thing that I've been learning about is being efficient. So changing out your windows to efficient windows.
Yeah.
A Nest thermostat that you can control from your phone and control the temperature, has eco-friendly controls on it. There's so many things that it can help reduce your monthly costs on your utilities if you invest in those types of things. So that would go in your envelope that's like future investments, or just get a bunch of envelopes, yard, tools, investment, or
Ashley, with 2 hands so she can help you shovel.
Yeah.
Bury the body.
When you move, another thing is when you do a change of address, you get all these coupons for like Home Depot and Lowe's and discounts on your cable, and there's so many things we can utilize couponing. Most people are like, couponing. I'm teaching my brother how to coupon right now. He's 20 years old. And he's like, ugh. But then when I go to the grocery store and I walk out with 2 carts full and it only costs me $200, and he's like, that's usually how much I spend on 2 bags.
Yeah.
You do. You start moving money, manipulating money when you own a house, because you are a proud homeowner and you want to use those extra funds to increase your home, to make it look beautiful and to make it efficient. And I have so many things going on in my head right now.
So we're here live. We got how many? We're about 10 minutes left on the show today, and so we're talking about checklists. We're talking about things to be aware of in this housing market. I think in everything that I've seen, I've been inundated between like the housing crash versus this stuff isn't going to go on forever, whatever. I'm kind of changing positions. I really don't know. 2 months ago I was concerned that this whole crash was going to happen. I am concerned about inflation, but that's our Friday show. And the increase of prices of everything, lumber, housing, everything is just going up. Have you gone grocery shopping lately?
I go grocery shopping once a week. I have 3 boys at home.
Sure.
I go shop all the time.
I go like once every 2 weeks.
I literally open the fridge today. I'm like, did I not just go grocery shopping like mid last week? And it's just gone. It's all gone. They just eat so much food. So much food.
I think they just gobble everything.
They're at home and they're bored eating, or I don't know what they're doing, but they're eating me out of house and home.
But we're definitely in a housing crisis for sure, and in the fact that this isn't normal. This is beyond normal, and it's beyond anything we've seen before. And with people qualifying, we have well qualified people either paying cash or conventional. There's very few outside of that I'm seeing, at least. Yeah. I know that there's a lot of FHA buyers that are just priced out. I'm priced out, and I got 20%. Yeah. I'm priced out of this market to find something reasonable.
And just to clarify, FHA would also be like the down payment assistance, first time home buyer.
Correct, yeah.
It's all FHA is basically, it's all government based loan. So a lot of times people who are highly qualified, they can't even find a home, which when we had our last crash, that was a whole different ballgame. We were giving no loans to people who could like breathe on a mirror. Now we have people who have money in the bank. They have, secure jobs, but they can't even find a house.
Yeah, I think the direction of this market too is that there's a lot of investors that are pulling their money out of the stock market and investing in real estate, because again, that works well in inflationary periods, and that's where we're heading. Everything is just going up, everything, except the price of gold for some reason. I need to buy more gold, but.
Lumber, you brought up lumber. I had this plan. I made my Butcher Block Island, right? 1 week I went in, I may have mentioned this in a previous show, but it was like $3.50 something cents. And I was like, okay, go in. The following week it was $4.59 or 97 cents or somewhere in that range. It was almost $1.50 increase in less than a week.
Yeah.
Well, $1.50 times 32, it doesn't seem like a lot of money, but it is.
I know. If you, the funny thing is, if you go buy plywood today, if you buy just a pallet of plywood, you hold on to it for about 2 months, you could probably make double your money.
Do not invest in plywood. I'm telling you.
You make money, though.
You can. Invest in AMC. I heard they're doing really good today. It's a good time to invest in AMC. But that's a Friday show.
That's their Friday show. So, again, if you like what you're seeing, go ahead and hit those likes and hearts, because, you support us.
Yeah.
And we love you.
We do. I want to mention again that if you guys want this information that I gathered from this first-time homebuyer seminar class, I have sent it over to Robert, and he can send it out to you guys. I mean, it's some really cool stuff. And I only sent over probably 5 or 6 pages, but there was, I mean, I think they probably gave me like 15, and they were just, it was so much information, so much content, and it didn't feel overwhelming. Because, you know, when you get so many things when you buy a house or anything you do, when you buy a car, like they give you that whole stack of papers and you just shove it in your car and pray one day you'll be able to find your registration if you ever get pulled over type of thing.
Because you want keys, you want paper.
Right, you don't want paper. But this stuff, I mean, it actually is PDFs where you can fill in the blanks and you can do your budgeting and you can understand it. And as much as we don't want to do that self-inventory like we're talking about right now, it is so pertinent to do that, because the last thing you want is to be in the situation like a lot of people are in right now, foreclosure and forbearance. That's the last thing you want to do, take something, the most monumental moment in your life, and just watch it dissipate and go away. And that's something that I don't want you guys as the audience who's been watching us to have to experience that, because that's a horrible experience.
Yeah, and since we're both talking about it, you know, we're both in the market purchasing. I'm still looking. You're in the process of, and the challenging part, again, this week, it continues to be frustrating to find something reasonable. Because if I go out there, as I'm going out there and purchasing a home for myself, there's so many nice homes out there, but then you get like 40, 50 offers on them.
I know.
When I exaggerate, there's more. Actually, lately it's been about 6 to 8.
Exaggerating.
If it's a really done home, really nicely done, you'll see between about 8 to 10 offers. You know, and I have another listing coming up too. So.
Oh yeah, is that the one I got the card in the mail for?
No, that one's already in contract. Okay. I have one coming up in Mesa too. So I have a 3-bedroom, little smaller house, and so that'll be coming up the next couple of weeks. But it is completely competitive still. And don't lose hope. I mean, at the end of it, don't lose hope. I helped a girl of mine, or a friend of mine. We made an offer on a house that was not the best. I will say that, but she beat out 2 other offers, and we put in a story. I was negotiating with the agent for at least a couple days, going back and forth, just to prove to her that I'm worth communicating with, and to show her the value that I can offer as far as a contract and getting it completed. And we were able to beat out 2 other people, other investors. I don't know what the other offers were.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but at the end of the day, we still got into contract, and she's moving her home. We close next Wednesday.
I think that we have to, and I do not like saying this at all, but we have to lower our expectations right now. We do. And
well, if you want a home,
dream
really,
of having your dream home may or may not happen. I'm not trying to be like the Debbie Downer, wah, wah, wah. Don't you have a button for that? Wah, wah, wah. But
I did. I took it off. I actually switched to the right panel.
No, that's okay.
Oh boy.
Is now creating a new dream home. So minimizing, purging, becoming a minimalist, getting rid of things, saving a little bit of extra money to take that not so dream home and turn it into a dream home. Now with a lot of these houses, you're buying something like that 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Mesa you have. Is it perfect? Probably not, but that gives you an opportunity to make it your own if you want to.
Yeah, for
changing our thinking.
And for everybody out there, there's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, about 1,000 square feet, which is amazing. They can get 3 bedrooms in there.
Yeah.
It's got a garage, and it's kind of open towards the back. It's a little strange, but it's on to be coming up on University and Wrecker or somewhere on there.
How much is that?
$275.
See, that's in price range. So that goes back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's a perfect price range for a first-time home buyer. Mesa, that type of area is slowly more families. I mean, families live there, but I feel like it's changing that area. And 1,000 square feet, might be a little bit smaller, but there's so many cool DIY tricks you can do to make it feel big. And watch this show. I think it's on Netflix called Minimalist.
Yeah.
Minimalist. I can't tell you how much crap I purged after I watched that show. I felt like a hoarder. I did. I was like, I would keep things. I'd be like, oh, but what if I'm going to use this again? What if I'm going to do this? And they said, basically pack up everything you have.
Yeah.
Put when you're about to move. And anything that you're going to need on a daily basis, that's all you need in your life.
Or you could just live in a condo like me,
No.
where you're like forced to like get rid of shit because you can't store it anymore.
It was very humbling like understanding.
I should go to your house and see what it's really like.
Oh, there's like nothing.
I hear about it
there's
all the
nothing.
time. There's like chaos going on all the
Oh,
time.
my house is always crazy. We got in trouble the other day, and if you judge me, I don't care, but my kids love to jump off the roof into the pool, and so do I. And it was a diving pool in the roof. I mean, there's only like...
Well, you're barely like 100 pounds.
2
There's
feet
not
between.
big of a splash there.
And so I let them jump off the roof. Where was I going with that? So it is chaos sometimes. Our neighbor, we have a Wilson.
Oh.
So I had that's why I said I had contractors at the house this morning.
Yeah.
I want to build up my wall as much as I love, Wilson from Tool Time. I don't want a Wilson. So I'm building my wall up high so nobody can peek over.
That is creepy, by the way.
It is creepy.
They want to see you causing all the ruckus over there.
I know. But another thing I wanted to go back into was...
You got 3 minutes.
Okay, 3 minutes. So you're...
We're almost done.
I really, really...
We should name this Monday Market 30, really.
30, right? Want to reiterate with the the self inspection and the self inventory and the purchasing process. It's really exciting to purchase a house, right? You want to get new furniture and you want to decorate and you have all these great ideas. And do not go out and finance furniture. Do not go out and get a new credit card. Do not run up your credit cards to buy really cool stuff to put in your house. Do not go buy a new car or a new motorcycle like one of our clients the other day did. How do you not know to not buy a motorcycle when you're in the middle of a transaction? So as much as it's exciting, and it pains me too, like it pained me not to want to buy, like I wanted to buy everything. But cash is king. If you can't pay cash with it, don't buy it. Know that you have to have a certain dollar amount in your bank account at closing. Leave your credit cards where they are or where your lender tells them to be, usually under 30% of your... I try to keep mine about 15% of what I can spend total. And putting your money away and, a penny, what do they say? A penny saved is a penny earned. I used to do the envelope trick. I did. I would take cash and put it in the envelopes. It's like
Don't worry about losing that.
No, not really.
Where do the kids find it? Where do you put that?
Well, my kids, I trust my children.
Oh.
No, I have them in special places that people won't be able to find. But I also teach my kids that same kind of concept, like
Is that where you keep the shovel too? The evidence?
No, I don't have a shovel. If anybody wants to donate a shovel to me, I need a shovel. I really do. I want a shovel. I want to put some plants in. I heard that certain things make some great fertilizer, and I want to grow some lemon trees.
So I think she's really planning. She's going to be on the next Dayline special. I've been watching that the one on, I don't remember, it's Netflix or whatever.
I don't know.
Prime. It's about that Gilbert woman that planned or plotted to kill her husband and her kids.
That's awful.
I know.
No, I like
That's why I get scared when
like
you're talking about
kids.
shovels and lime and.
No, I'm killing ants.
Her brother was the fall guy.
Planting
I forgot
trees.
the name of this thing.
But
Planting tree.
Robert, do people have your information, or can they message you to get this packet that I'm going to put together?
So if you look at the link, again, if you leave your comments or questions in the comment section, we can answer them. But in the link, it's going to have my, I believe, my email, my website, and then my phone number. But you can DM me here on Facebook, on YouTube. We'll figure it out. You can comment. I'll get back to you. But if you want to go ahead and DM me the information, I could email it to you. It was a good amount of PDFs on that file, so there was a lot of things there, but a lot of content heavy. I wasn't even able to get all of it.
Yeah.
But it was good information, especially if you're starting to or thinking about or wanting to. You may be priced out of this market, but at least it's something to kind of start with.
Not in Mesa.
No.
3-bedroom, 2-bath, $275.
I have a 3-bedroom. Hold on. I got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath here in Mesa, Arizona. If you want to give me a call, 480-528-8486. Anyway, yeah, so I do have a listing coming up, so people can reach out. But if you do want that information, go ahead and, like I said, leave a comment or DM me. I tagged you on here today, not like the last time. So you could also reach Ashley out there. She's a wealth of information regarding coupons and clipping because she's got boys and she has to. I mean, she's got a family. She got mouths to feed, so she's got to be frugal, especially in today's inflation market.
It is, yeah.
So is there anything else we need to cover? Because we're beyond the time, Miss Miller.
Just comment on what you guys would like to hear about next week. And I know there was a few comments about what you wanted us to talk about this week, but I was so excited about
going through all this information. So I do have a few ideas for the next few weeks, but I always love to hear everyone's input and what they want to talk about. And basically, I just tell Robert what to do.
Oh, shit. It usually does. But this is Robert Morales, RC Network with Ashley Miller from Great American Title. We'll be back here next week. Hold on. Shit. I missed the cue. Wait, go back. There we go. So we got another minute to go. So if you want to contact us, DM us, pigeon message us, whatever you need to. We'll get back to you. But we'll see you guys here next week. Miss Miller, it's been a great pleasure again.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you want to say? Anything profound?
I think that's awesome.
We got about 16 seconds.
I'm good. Thanks, guys, for always listening.
All right, guys. We'll see you. We'll see you next week.